Hello YouTube, Eric DIY with another review here with Zachary. We're reviewing the Bluetooth smartwatch by Evershop. So when we first look at the watch, you can just see it's a normal watch. If you hold down the faceplate, you can actually select different faceplates. But the first thing I want to talk about with this watch is the software that you want to download. Now in the manual they tell you to download certain software. They have a QR code built right into the watch for it, but I'm going to tell you right now that the only letdown on this watch has been the software. So if you're going to get this watch, you want to get a different program. And the program that you want to get is MediaTek Smart Device. And this app is basically meant for MediaTek wearable devices based on certain chipsets. And this watch has that chipset that is available with it. What it will allow you to do is, it'll allow you to download a couple more of these smartwatch clock designs. You got a bunch of them, by the way, but some of these were downloaded from the MediaTek app, and then you can just change it that way. I prefer this one right here. That's my favorite. Yeah, as you can see, the dot goes around in seconds. But the MediaTek software, and there's a bunch of apps out there that can work with this watch. That's the one that I've seen that works the best, not the one that they say to get. That was buggy. For example, even the sign up, it had a confirmation box that you had to check off. You couldn't even find the confirmation box unless you knew where to click, and I only knew that because I read a bunch of different comments about the software. So don't use the software that they want you to use. That would be my first part of this review. Other than that, this is not a Google app watch. This is not an iOS Apple Watch. This is just basically a standard smartwatch. So it does a bunch of things. You can dial on it. You can do messaging. It can connect to your contacts on your phone. This is good for Android or Mac iOS. Has call logs from your phone. Has a pedometer built in. Has a sleep monitor. Has a sedentary alarm so that if you're sitting too long. Has a heart rate monitor. Connects to your Bluetooth device, which is my phone, for music. It has a sound recorder. It records video. It has a remote camera. Notifications will pop up from your phone as long as it's connected to Bluetooth, and the main settings. Also has a calculator, an alarm, and it just has a standard calendar which will show you all the dates of the calendar. My weather app was not in there originally, but like I said, the MediaTek app has different apps that you can download. That is a general overview of the watch. Connecting to the smartwatch is pretty easy. You go to Bluetooth, the menu, and then you'll find your device, you'll pair it, and as soon as it's done pairing, you just do that. It says you want to connect to it, you say OK, and it will connect to your smartphone or whatever you paired it with. So one feature I like on the watch is that it can take audio from your smartphone and play it through the watch, which is helpful if you want to use your radio in your car, but yet still use the GPS and get the directions verbally from it. So all you do is you pair it up to the phone, you start your GPS program, and then I'm going to make it go to the airport that I fly out of.
Let's take State Route 24 North.
And it'll give you all the directions on the watch while you're listening to the radio in your car. I just find that to be really useful and helpful, rather than having to connect the phone to the car and then you can't use the radio if you want the audio. So it's just a nice feature to have. The oddities are the other things that I like to use. Not so much music. I mean, you can listen to the music. The speakers are not that bad. But if you have your music app going, I'll show you. So if you have your music app going and you push play on it, you'll start playing any track and you can control all your music from there. That's your volume. And again, you can play music through your phone, and the speaker's not that bad. One last thing to note is that it comes with an insert tool so that you can take this out. This is where you can insert a dedicated SIM card, so you can actually make phone calls from this watch by itself without a smartphone. And it also has a SD card slot so that you can save music to this or other files. I just have an SD card in it. I don't want to use this as a secondary smartphone. The next thing we're going to look at is the heart rate monitor and stuff like that. I'm going to have Zach help out with that, but the speaker's actually up here too, these two little slits, which actually works pretty good. And the charging's USB, but it has a magnetic connector, which is a nice thing to have. You don't have to worry about mini USB ports wearing out over time, which is a great thing. So let's look at the little oddities of the watch. All right, so Zach's gonna demonstrate some of the oddities of this watch. I'm gonna do the button pushing. So first off, you have two buttons here. This makes the screen come on and off. And this is like a back button. So if you're in the middle of menus, you can just push back. It's like just a standard back button. So we're gonna demonstrate the heart rate monitor first. Heart rate right there. We're gonna click it on. Okay, push it. And that's an old heart rate. Push start, and it's gonna start reading the heart rate. All right, so as you can see, it's gonna average out the beats per minute, 90 beats per minute. All right, Zach, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go jog around a little bit, and let's see if it goes up at all. Go. All right, and stop. And as you can see, the beats per minute definitely went up as Zach worked up a sweat. Next, we're gonna go for the pedometer. And as you see, it can calculate calories and the number of miles. There are options and tells you history, goal, height, and weight. But we're gonna push start, and then Zach's gonna take a couple steps and come back. And as you can see, the pedometer works. He did 58 steps and he burned about 2 calories and went 0.02 miles. So if you count your steps, this is not a bad smartwatch to get just for that. And as you can see, when you do the heart rate monitor, that's what reads it, that little green light there. But the most important thing of all about the smartwatch that's really useful is making phone calls on it. And you have a dialer program. Zach has a phone. He's gonna go in the other room with mommy. And I'm gonna call him from my phone, and basically you'll hear and be able to talk into the watch to make a phone call. So let's try that. So you have 2 ways of dialing on the smartwatch. You have a dialer, which you can enter in the number that you want to call, or you can go to contacts. I'm gonna go to contacts off the video screen here, and I'm gonna dial the home phone number. I'm gonna see it called through Bluetooth, and it's dialing home. Hello, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, keep talking. Tell me what you did today out in the yard. All right, so thank you very much, Zach. I'm gonna hang up on you now, okay? You can just hit hang up. And I'll end the call, and that was all through Bluetooth. So overall, this smartwatch is good for what it is. Basically, it's just an easier way to access your phone through Bluetooth. It is not like a full-out gonna be able to download tons of apps and do what you need to do with it, but overall it serves a great purpose for me. At least I can do basic things that I want to do on my phone, and it also doesn't cost as much as your normal full-out smartwatch. So I do recommend this watch if you're looking for a smartwatch that does just functions of your phone, like calling, messaging, accessing your contacts, stuff like that. And the little oddities like the stopwatch, the heart rate monitor, those are kind of cool too, and the pedometer, which you can definitely use. So if you'd like to buy the smartwatch that you've seen on this video, please look at the link in the description. I'll leave a link to Amazon. You'll be supporting the Eric DIY channel at the same time. We appreciate all the support, and we want to say thank you very much and have a great evening. As always, if you like this video, found it useful, please subscribe. And if you have a product that you would like reviewed, please contact Eric by emailing him at eric5150diy@gmail.com. Have a great day.